to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. Today we're going to be talking about a whiskey. Jack Daniel's Old No.7 Tennessee Sour Mash Whiskey. So this JD comes in at 40%. Now yes, this is a 375 milliliter bottle. Focus. There we go. There we go. This is probably one of the most recognizable bottle whiskey brands in America, if not the world. Of course, you know, Johnny Walker wears that crown. But anyways, here in the States, I think Jack Daniel's is probably one of the oldest, most familiar bottle of whiskey. It's not actually a bourbon. It is just a regular whiskey. The only thing that keeps us from being a bourbon is a technicality of where it is processed, and how it is processed. But so this 375 milliliter bottle cost me just under $13 out the door. I think it was like 10 plus change or something like that. Also, again, for one of the other reasons why I did not go for the full 750 is because Mr. Randy hasn't had Jack Daniel's pretty much his entire life. I think the last time I had Jack Daniel's was I probably was 13 or 14. My dad's a JD guy, mostly Jack and Coke. And that's another thing that Jack Daniel's has their feather in their hat for. You get that Jack and Coke. It's not Jim and Coke or anything like that. It's Jack and Coke. Not saying that people don't drink other whiskeys in their Cokes, but Coca-Cola and Jack Daniel's came together. And I remember when they put both of them in a can and put it on the shelf in a store. Jack and Coke in a can. That was crazy. My dad went nuts for those things. So I did have a taste of this way back when I was 13. You know, kids and dads, hey, you want to try a little bit of it? And of course I didn't like it. But that's why I think has kept me from going back and trying this until now. Several other bottles which I have reviewed have really brought me back to that let's give things a second visit, just to see what's up. If it's still the same, has it changed? Do I like it more? Do I like it less? Another thing I do believe is this, even though it's the same Jack Daniel's Old No.7, may not be the exact recipe or whiskey as it was back in, you know, the 90s. So over time, everything seems to evolve. It kind of stays a little the same, but due to environments, the materials you're using, all these things will change. So of course, there's going to be these subtle changes. But let's get a pour on, shall we? Also like to note that the standard 750 milliliter bottle costs about 26 bucks. As you can see, it is the pretty much standard whiskey color. Where is Mr. Randy's handy dandy whiskey color scale? I want to take this off camera real quick. Looks like it is a burnt amber. I'm going to say it's probably going to be and lights and everything. Yeah, it is. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it burnt amber. They're not here for me, I promise. Or are they? Nope, they're not. They're gone. Okay. So on the nose, first thing you're going to get, and here it is, pencil eraser. Pencil eraser. And if you know Mr. Randy, when he says pencil eraser, you know he's going to like a good whiskey. He's going to be a good whiskey. So, of course, right off the bat, oak, sweet, spice, and some vanilla. Yeah, it does. It kind of smells like pencil eraser. So let's go ahead, get it on the palate, and see what that gives us. So right away, you're going to get the sweet and the spice. followed by some oak and vanilla. There's something else in there. I think it's... no, I can't pin that one. Not quite on that level yet, I guess. There's something else in there. I can't quite pull it out. But the palate, yeah, it's a pretty good palate. I would say I probably like the nose better than I like the palate. But let's go ahead and finish this off. It actually has a pretty nice finish. I probably like that finish better than I like the palate. So immediately, everything's on the tip. Quickly migrates to the back. And now like all of it's sitting on the back, right there at the back of the tongue, at the top of the esophagus. It's got some warmth. The intensity is relatively moderate, but it's not like that kind of like clear your sinuses kind of thing. It's very comfortably warm, slightly numbing, but the finish, yeah, it's a pretty good finish. It's better than the palate. I'd probably say I prefer the nose. It's a really wonderful nose on this whiskey. So let's give it a score, shall we? There's a lot of good in this bottle. Not a whole lot of anything special, except for the fact that, you know, Jack Daniel's is one of the most renowned and well-known whiskey brands in America. Price is moderately okay. But first, let's get that score on here. I'm gonna have to put this. You know, I'm gonna upgrade to. I was originally gonna go with a weak 3, but I'm gonna give it a strong 3. No, solid 3. Sorry. Yes, a solid 3. So for Jack Daniel's Old No.7, a solid 3 out of 5. I'm gonna ding it for the cost. We'll get to that in just a second. The taste, as I said, the palate, it's not the greatest. And the proof, it's only 80 proof. Yeah, it's only 80 proof, 40%. So there's not a lot of strength in the alcohol, but there's strength in the taste. Okay, and in the smell, of course, the nose is amazing. It's a very nice nose. But I'm dinging it for its low proof. The taste isn't outmatching the nose or the palate, and the cost. So my fair price for this $3.75 bottle would be, I wouldn't pay more than 10. I did pay about 13. I would like to get it under 10, would make it more appealing as a more, you know, cheaper wine, inexpensive whiskey. How about that one? And that would be under 20 bucks for the standard 750. Would I buy this again? Not likely. I mean, the only reason I got into this one this time was just to revisit it, you know, and just get it out of the way. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not too particular for these sour mash whiskeys. But how about you? What do you think of Old Jack? Is there another Jack Daniel's that you might prefer, or you might even advise me to check out? And I know there are some serious JD lovers out there. They've got some crazy JD bottles, and I've seen most of them on the shelves. They're crazy. Some of them are quite expensive. So let us know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. You have a good one.